Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Friday, October 4th, 2024. We're going to start with the Yggdrasil box, deck, divination, cards. It's really sort of the Norse pantheon, a whole bunch of characters. This is Gina, messenger of the gods. She's not as pretty as I'd like her to be, but look at how much cross-hatching he did in the sky. Halder Halderson is still working out his art style. This looks like ballpoint pen. Look at the background. That's all single lines filling up the fabric of the sky. It's a cool horse. So today we're going to continue on with CYBERFROG, BLOODHONEY, part 3. We went through parts 1 and 2. Part 1 is sort of a 1998 recap. Part 2 is the invasion of the Vespis. Here's some of the images of Kel Sin birthing CYBERFROG. Kel Sin arrived on Earth and created CYBERFROG and Salamandroid. And CYBERFROG spends his energy, his time, his days trying to rescue people, mostly from themselves, for which people do not appreciate him. He's scary, he's slimy, he's a frog. He's not like everybody else. Oh, sorry, I was covering his face there. And you can see this sort of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen any of those things. They show pictures of guys in wartime. They show them before war, during war, and after war. This is sort of before, up to, and during. And this is a war of being a superhero, of rescuing people from themselves. People just abuse, I covered his face again. People just abuse CYBERFROG, and you can see his expression becoming hardened or more resentful. And here he meets Heather. This is Heather Swain. This is his human friendo. And then the Vespis invade. Here we get a shot of CYBERFROG. Oh, and I may have neglected to show off the cover again today. Here's CYBERFROG and Heather watching the 1998 interview of President Bill Clinton over Monica Lewinsky. And here is the Vespis attack on some innocent people hanging out in the Pine Barrens, waiting to meet someone for some black market sort of deal, for some illicit deal. And they pay the price. Kel Sin also steps in and is attacked right here. Kel Sin is sort of beaten by the Vespis and goes offline. And so when CYBERFROG and Salamandroid engage the Vespis, they have none of their superpowers. And the Vespis, by weight of sheer numbers, separate them and defeat them, because they don't have access to their Kel Sin level superpowers. CYBERFROG goes underwater to heal. He has these pink bubbles. They're some kind of cells, some kind of repairing cells. And here we see those cells disengage, and CYBERFROG wakes up. His systems come back online, and he comes back up to the surface to discover Philadelphia is overrun by Vespis collecting blood honey from humans. This is 20 years later. 2018, I would guess. Maybe a little bit later. He does a thunder croak and sort of clears the sky and takes off looking for friends and family. Here we have the Pine Barrens, and Lily is being reminded what the rules are. Wear red, keep the smoke burning, stay in the trees. The Vespis have a hard time flying through the brush. And Lily meets CYBERFROG, and CYBERFROG meets Heather. CYBERFROG installed a microbead on Heather so he could track her, so it was easy for him to find her when he woke up. And this brings us to the future. And as I said, this is sort of the catch-up book to modernize CYBERFROG from where Ethan had left him before going into mainstream comics. This is cool. I guess this is his first page, and some art he did to promote the first print through Hall of Heroes Comics in Eureka, Indiana. And here's some art that he did. I guess this was while he was at DC in the style of Impulse. This is getting back to CyberFrog, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. In sort of the modern day crowdfunding CyberFrog. And then we get some pencil sketches Ethan did during live streams, a brief animation, and pretty sweet. Now we get the, this is cool. These are all the different covers. Oh no, this is Kyle Ritter, penciled and illustrated art. Very good, Kyle. It's nice. It's really nice. I like the oranges on CyberFrog down here. It's like reflected from fire. That's really cool. And this, I believe, is that poster shot from inside. I think this is the beach towel. And black and white. And then we get the Salamandroid cover, I believe, in color and black and white. I gotta collect all of these. Here's a really cool Sal and CyberFrog to scale. Salamandroid toy is gonna be sick. More CyberFrog holding the Vespis head. I saw that someone had done this for a convention, which is really pretty cool. Dressed up as CyberFrog and they're carrying around the head. And CyberFrog's Hall of Heroes thanks. I think these are big contributors. I noticed Liam Gray is in there. Congrats, Liam. Congrats on Dino King. We're going to do that soon. Maybe we'll start that tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow will be Dino King. Today's episode is brought to you by The Legacy of a Mad Scientist and The Legend of Ashley Fox, two amazing 13-hour audiobooks here on YouTube for you to listen to and enjoy. An incredible adventure about a girl in the future with sort of superpowers, an AI in her pocket, a sentient AI in her pocket. This is Ashley Fox Last Valkyrie, where Ashley meets up with Valeria and is inducted into the Order of the Valkyrie. In order to get into the Order of the Valkyrie, you have to die saving a child. And Ashley's been killed a dozen times, so she definitely qualifies. So what do I have to talk about? Today I got robbed by my employer for almost $300. He just openly stole it from me. He owed it to me for overtime, and he just told me he wasn't going to pay me, that he put me on salary, and I should have no complaints. And I do have complaints. It's a very stupid thing to steal from someone and then leave them in your employ. I think I will be at this company through the end of the year. My goal is to be out before the end of the year. By November 30th, hopefully before then, hopefully by tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, the end of this week, I should know what my future looks like and whether it's menial hourly drudgery for thieves. This guy's a thief. And I've seen him do it to other employees who quit or argue, and I haven't called it out. I've seen it, I believe it was done to me a few years ago when I was in their situation, then I sort of got promoted out of that situation. The situation I have now is very good. If I don't do overtime, I won't be robbed. And the work is relatively low stress. So I think I can stick it out for 3 more months, October, November, December, but I have to be out of there by January just to keep my self-respect. I can't work for someone who openly steals from me. Employers, watch out. The world is changing. We are going to get, look, I have this saying that I like to say on Twitter and other, social media platforms. The Committee for Public Safety is oiling up the People's Avenger while the Friends of the Constitution draft final solutions for the learned elders of Zion. That means the Committee for Public Safety, or the Friends of the Constitution, these are the people who orchestrated the French Revolution. The People's Avenger is the guillotine. And the learned elders of Zion are the corrupt Jews running the world today. My employer is the first non-Jew I've worked for in California in a long time. I mostly worked for the entertainment studios, smaller studios, who did big work were clients of the bigger studios, and that's all Jewish corruption. You never get a Christmas bonus. This company did give me a Christmas bonus last few years as I've been in this elevated sort of promoted position. And that Christmas bonus has been more than the overtime that they just stole from me. It doesn't mean they get a pass. It doesn't mean I don't feel it. It doesn't mean I'm not registering the loss. I did look up California labor laws. They have to steal more than $950 from you, the same as I would have to steal more than $950 from the grocery store for it to be theft. I needed this money. I'm not going to go steal from the grocery store, just as a matter of personal pride. And I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to do the right thing. And we're going to see how karma treats the two of us over the next so long. The Kung Fu school that I had to quit for doing what's called Stakeholder Capitalism, which is where you push your political beliefs on employees. Now, this was Stakeholder Capitalism pushed on customers, not employees. As a customer, the entity that you're participating with, this would be like a school saying you have to sign a no BDS thing about Israel, that you can't boycott, divest, or sanction. Someone inflecting their politics into you as a customer. Be sort of like you have to allow trans into the bathroom at your gym. You know, you could quit that gym and maybe lose some money or not. They are participating in stakeholder capitalism. Bud Light with the tranny that they did a couple years ago in March, 3 years ago, probably now. I don't think that brand has recovered yet. I don't think it ever will. So my employer is just a thief, but my Kung Fu school started doing anti-white stakeholder capitalism. They got into anti-white politics. That Kung Fu school does not exist anymore. They only had a couple dozen regular students, and half of us were white. There were some Jews in there, 2 of them at least. There was blacks and mixed race, mulattoes. LA has a lot of mixed race people. But they don't exist anymore. And it was a black teacher who'd studied under Ark Yui Wong, who was a Chinese trained martial arts instructor. I can't say enough. You could look him up online. He's very famous. And it was one of the best things in my life. It was one of the best things I had going for me. It was certainly where I had spent a bulk of my time, energy, and money for the decade that I was there, probably 8.5, 9 years that I attended. And it really hurt to have them do that, to have them become blatantly anti-white and really anti-white male, which is driven by the media and the Jews. And it's because the teacher was a low intellect black who'd been promoted through the system, and he's really probably 100 IQ, certainly not 120. Better than the 80s that are most of them functionally retarded, but he was no genius. And so he lost his business, and I don't feel the least bit sorry for him. The company I'm working for now has had to change their name dozens of times because they keep getting sued, and now I've been bitten by their theft and greed, and I have to get out. So we'll see what happens. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing Dino King.